Okay, on this video, I want to briefly talk about one of my favorite icons of all time, Xiaolong Jun Fan Li, aka Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is the reason why. If like if you don't know who this is, you should just Google it. Matter of fact, check out this DVD called "How Bruce Lee Changed the World." Okay, Bruce Lee is the reason why is the reason why martial arts dojos are in America. Bruce Lee is the reason why mixed martial arts leagues like Bellator, WEC, matter of fact UFC, that all three of those major MMA leagues, they would not exist had it not been for Bruce Lee. In fact, virtually every last one of those fighters, from Randy Couture to Rashad Evans to Rampage Jackson, every last one of them grew up watching Bruce Lee and were influenced by him. But I want to talk about I want to talk about some shit that I already knew was obvious. He did you know that his first he got chastised by other Chinese people for like teaching non-Chinese people martial arts. They basically told him, you do not teach the enemy. They considered the whites and the blacks to be the enemy, and they said it's against their morals and their laws to teach the enemy. Bruce Lee responded, "I'll teach whoever wants to learn." In fact, did you know that his first student was a black man named Jesse Glover? Yeah, that's right. His first student was a black man named Jesse Glover, and apparently Bruce Lee, he tried to make a name for himself in the Hollywood scene, and in L.A. in the Hollywood scene, become a big movie star. But then when he tried to step out and try to plant his feet on that solid ground called Hollywood or Tinseltown, he found out firsthand that black people were not the only people who went through racism. He found out firsthand that blacks were not the only ones who were discriminated against. He was constantly hounded and bombarded with all the "Join me, so sorry. Oh yes, Mr. White Man. I will fit you egg food yung sup," and all that bullshit. And so therefore, the last four movies that the last 4 or 5 movies that he did before he died, all of those movies were filmed overseas because he couldn't get it to film it right here in America. There was a TV series called Kung Fu, starring the late David Carradine, a white man. Well, if you don't know who that is, he was the main villain in that movie called Kill Bill. He was Bill in Kill Bill. That role in Kung Fu in the TV show, the '70s TV show Kung Fu, was originally supposed to be for Bruce Lee. But unfortunately, it didn't go to him because due to the fact that racism was still alive and well, was still a strong force in society. They gave it to the white guy. Apparently, Bruce Lee saw what was happening to the blacks during the struggle of civil rights and racism. That's why he chose not to jump on the bandwagon of hating blacks, because he saw firsthand, he witnessed firsthand how racist a lot of white people can be. Like it's a movie out called Chinese Connection, or AKA The Fist of Fury. I think it's one of the movies where he plays like some character avenging his master's death, and he tries to go into this garden, and the Sikh police officer like, "Oh, not allowed, I'm afraid." He look up, there's a sign that says "No dogs or Chinese allowed." They actually had signs like that in China. And that right there, and one scene where he kicked it off of the wall and then broke it by kicking it again. That right there solidified where he stood during atmosphere and discriminatory practices. But it's kind of unfortunate that people like people who made such a huge impact, like Bruce Lee did, would die at such an early age. He was 32 years old when he died. And what's so fucked up is that 20 years later, his son Brandon Lee died. If you ever seen that movie called The Crow, that was his son. And he's the reason why, and like Brandon, his son Brandon Lee is the reason why virtually every movie that has guns on it, prop guns or real looking guns, always has a police right there on the side to check to see if there's any bullets or live ammunition in it. Because like during the filming of The Crow, somebody accidentally left a bullet in the chamber and shot him, killing him instantly. But I just briefly wanted to talk about how much of an impact Bruce Lee had, and how much I still admire him, and how millions of other people admire him.